Talking about as soon as she died, y'all can't wait to throw all her stuff away. You're throwing away a museum and you're throwing away valuable things. I'm talking about the stuff you would never hot combs. You remember the ones that would go right on the goddamn on the stove? Before the perms came out, the hot comb. You remember them? The ones that took out all them ears, right? It's an African-American experience. Therefore, it's relevant, it's credible, and it's real. The idea of it still existing in the dialogue that can be curated out of it is of value. You understand? So the best kept secret is that a lot of the African art on the East Coast is being authenticated by white boys who are authenticating anything if you pay them. You understand? But you don't need authentication of African-American ephemera. So you're sitting right now in front of newspapers that are up to 50 years old. The newspaper from the Amsterdam News when Brother Malcolm was killed is here. This is the picture of him in his casket. Here is before Robert Mugabe became who he was. This is his 13-point platform for his political party. Here's one of Dr. Ben's initial books ever. This is my mother's copy. He was one of her teachers at Harlem Preparatory School. Then we have pictures of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. If you've never seen an actual picture, we always see facsimiles of the picture. So I'm in the business, and these right here are from the assigned, are of the equivalent of Martin Luther King with a paintbrush, Jacob Lawrence. So one of these is worth 6 bands, 6,000, one of these posters. Now, I'm in the business of venerating the African-American experience because I know how much it's worth. I know, the white boy know how much it's worth. Everybody know how much it's worth except for us. You see? So I'm in the business of creating a new dialogue where we can appreciate the wealth of, and appreciate not just in feeling and sentiment, appreciate the wealth in our monetary construct. We always talk about money in abundance, and people always will posture themselves as being someone that has all the answers, and they'll ask you for your bread, but I'm going to ask you for some money because I got collateral. I got things that are of wealth that will appreciate with wealth. You remember in the film, the man instructed the young man not to invest in butter, but in guns, correct? So now, what happens when I tell you of the stories of the privatized people who get money from all over the world and from different racial organizations to accumulate all of your African-American ephemera, all of your Jet magazines and all of your books and all of your experiences and burn it? Huh? Because you know, black man, you finna be a wax feature in the wax museum. This is how they're posturing the future. You're just gonna be an engram. They got enough of the hits on the computer to figure out the mechanics of the post-slave anyway. They could just create facsimiles of you. You heard? An operating system that can be, this is the black man. You want a black man? Go buy the game and put it in your Wii and in your Xbox. And you can be, I bet you as white boys all over the world who find a game and endure themselves as either women or as the black character inside the game. You heard? To simulate your experience of originality. So there's something that we live in is called time, and the things that we do, how do you find permanence in time? How do you find relevance and permanence in time when time is an unfolding phenomenon? How is it that we become historically relevant, continuously historically relevant? If the proof is in the pudding, we get the peas mixed up. We have nothing left behind. So I feel sorry for any man. If you are a man, and you do not have significant positive memories left in the minds of young people, right? You will be forgotten, and it will be as though your life never existed. You see? The only thing superior to music is poetry. And the reason why I say poetry is because poetry superimposes itself beyond music. Music has no permanence in time. Once it's over, It keeps saturating through the ethers until it's no longer heard. But poetry lives within the hearts and the emotions of the believer. Okay? You understand that? Now, when I say the believer, let me tell you something. My mother was very, very much so a mystic, and she's the one that always instructed me and taught me that religion is your outer coating for your way with the world. It is your etiquette to adorn a particular religion and operate in commerce. You understand? If I was to go to Ethiopia and we was by Lalibela, I'm Christian. I'm not Muslim right there. You understand what I'm saying? If we are participating in the doctrine there. If I'm in the Sudan and we with the Muslims and it's time to make the salat, I'm making the prayer.